Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader, your guide to a higher, clearer perspective. I have a message for Aries today. This is a channeled message from my guides and from the other side. And this week I'm asking for messages of awareness, information that we need to really raise our awareness. So let's go ahead and get started. We have the Two of Cups for the first card for you. This is the energy that the universe is sending you this week for you to play with, to work with, to explore. And we're looking at, what you're being asked to look at is that space of deep connection, whether that's a deep connected moment with someone else or within yourself. It's starting with someone else. So we're definitely looking at someone very close to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it's a very tight bond. This is something that you're kind of definitely in this together, and there's a mutual something that holds you together. There's kind of a deep calling within both of your souls that is holding you together. We have next the Five of Cups, it's interesting. It's the opposite card. Here we have those two cups held by the two people, and they're appearing here behind the figure. And he's looking very sadly into the water. And I'm feeling like you're starting to reflect on certain things, but within yourself. And the question that's coming up for you is, what have I lost? What have I given away? In this particular partnership, what part of myself am I no longer connected to? And there's a lot of holding on to regret. There's a lot of holding on to sadness. And where your eyes are turning is not to what's going well, not to what is working for you and working for this relationship. It's all on, what have I personally lost? So I'm feeling like right now, the question you're being asked is your focus in the right place? Have you really lost more than what you've gained? So let's kind of keep that question in mind and see where they want to take us next. Okay, I'm going to do these three in a row. Queen of Pentacles, Princess of Wands, and then the Four of Wands. So this is interesting. We have the Four of Wands kind of as an open field, the Princess of Wands going on a journey to meet the Queen of Pentacles. So this energy maturing somehow on this journey into the Queen of Pentacles energy. Give me a second and let me see what direction they want me to go with this. Okay, so we're definitely starting from the Four of Wands. It's almost as if we've done your reading backwards, Aries, because we're leading up to the present moment, kind of going this way. So we're starting with this Four of Wands, which is the blank slate, the open canvas, the ability to create whichever one it is. So are you thinking of lack, or are you thinking of presence? Are you thinking of positive growth, or are you thinking of negative loss? That's where we start. And then we have this Princess of Wands who goes out with her ideals in search of something beautiful, in search of something lovely, in search of something that's just kind of fresh and new and exciting. So you may have started this journey, like I said, we're kind of going backwards. So you may have started this journey from a place of innocence, of just hope. Like you're thinking like, I really want to find what's on the other side. I really want to explore what's going to come next. But then we have this Queen of Pentacles come in, and she's a very practical, grounded, realistic energy. And she meets the challenges of life without heartache, without heartbreak, because she just kind of looks at what's there. And if it doesn't make practical sense, she's just like, okay, well then never mind. It's kind of funny because she's not as emotional. Emotions are not what keeps her in situations, for instance. This one is completely driven by her heart and the ideals that are in her heart and mind. But this one's more looking at the reality of things. So something has happened. This journey has asked you to kind of grow up in a way. And I'm not saying that you're immature, but it's asked you to mature your sense of perspective, where it's no longer about, is this meeting my ideal or not? It's kind of like, all right, let's be real here. Every situation is going to have positives. Every situation is going to have negatives. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship or a perfect situation or a perfect partner, a perfect soulmate. Everything comes with some kind of cost. Everything comes in a balance. And remember, we started with Two of Cups talking about that balance. So, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in this. I always think of her as my Disney princess because she kind of looks like a Disney princess. And when you think of everything we're taught as kids, that happily ever after, and the person is perfect for you and there's no problems, it's just not real. And that's not really where love comes, either love for yourself or love for this other person. Love really comes with looking that ugliness, looking the dysfunction, looking at the stuff that really doesn't work or doesn't fit your ideal, looking it in the face and saying, okay, can I accept this or not? When I look at everything this partnership or relationship gives for me, does for me, can I accept this or not? So we come to this Queen of Pentacles with her wisdom and her practicality and her groundedness. And then, you know, she's looking at this Five of Cups. She's asking you to address this Five of Cups with that idea of, okay, leaving emotions out of this for a second, if that's possible. Let's look at what's there. Let's look at the bond that's between you. Let's look at the compatibility. Let's look at really, you know, have you really lost the core of what you're after, the core of what you want for yourself? If that's the case, then that's a different question for you. And you have a different set of things to think about. But have you really lost the true core of what you're going after? And then if we read it, you know, flowing from my right to my left, these two cups are waiting back here, and they blossom into this mutually beneficial relationship. And it's not a relationship that is clouded by ideals or fantasy. It's a relationship that's completely grounded in reality with, I see who you are. I see, you know, some of the things we have to kind of work with. Some of the things that are not exactly what I had in mind, or it's not exactly perfect. But, you know, the essence of it is fine. To give you an example kind of out of a relationship, when I was looking to buy a house, I had a whole list of everything I wanted. I wanted wood floors, I wanted high ceilings, I wanted 10 minutes away from the city that I live in. And of course I had a price range in mind, right? So I found a house and I walked in, and within 10 minutes of being in the house, I felt it was right. I just knew it was right. And it didn't have everything I wanted. It was 20 minutes from town. It had wood floors underneath the carpet, so I had to pull the carpet up, and then actually ended up laying more wood floors because they were not quite good enough. And you know, it wasn't exactly what was on my list. And so yes, there was a little bit of an opportunity cost. It cost me some money to get the perfect floors. It costs me 10 to 20 extra minutes to get where I have to go. But when I look at the trade-off, the essence of it is what I wanted. A quiet place, a safe place, lots of nature around, the perfect amount of space, in fact, more than enough space for me. So that's what we're looking at. We get so sad when one of our ideals doesn't quite get met or doesn't get answered. But this is really about using practicality and using the essence of what you've been after. Does this relationship still give you the essence? And if so, is it possible to turn your thoughts to gratitude so that you're not blocking the mutual benefit that comes from this? And don't we love this? They've got all 4 feet, bare feet, planted on the ground. This is a grounded relationship. It's not up in the clouds. It's not up in the air. So I hope this helps to give you a little bit more clarity. If you've got questions about this, please reach out. And you know, I always love to hear from you. All the likes and the comments really do not only make my day, but just kind of help grow this this channel, this enterprise, into something bigger. So if you would like to explore other options, I do have a website, trueguidancetarot.com, which can give you even more beneficial offerings, classes, anything. So if you're curious about that, please give it a check out, and I will see you next week.